Reviving Muslims presents you another Islamic audiobook. What comes before Imam Mahdi?
Content 1. Preface 2. Signs of the hour 3. Minor signs of the hour 4. The times we are living in 5. What Allah wants from us. The hour means the day of reckoning. It is of two types. 1. The smaller hour, which is when a man dies, as his individual reckoning begins after his death. 2. The greater hour, the day of judgment, when the people will be resurrected from their graves. The Quran refers to the hour as the day of judgment. It is in Quran. People ask you, a prophet, about the hour of judgment. Say, Allah alone has knowledge of it. You never know. The hour may be near. Al-Izab 63. The signs of the hour. The signs of the hour are of two types. 1. Minor signs of the hour. 2. Major signs of the hour. Many of the minor signs of the hour have already been witnessed by us during our lifetimes. The intensity of these signs will increase gradually, which will be followed by the major signs of the hour. The first of the major signs is the appearance of Imam Mahdi. Islamic literature is full of minor and major signs that will appear before Qiyamah. When we look at the minor signs prophesied in a Hadith, we realize that most of the minor signs have already appeared in our lifetimes. It is in Quran. Are they waiting for anything except the hour Qiyamah to come to them suddenly? But its signs have already come. Surah Muhammad 18. It is in Quran. The hour has come near, and the moon has split in two. Surah Qamar 1. All our ulama agree that minor signs about Qiyamah mentioned in Hadith have already appeared in the world, except the appearance of Imam Mahdi, which is considered a bridge between the minor and major signs. It is in Hadith, the Prophet said, "The earth will be filled with injustice and corruption. At that time, a man, Imam Mahdi, from among my progeny will rise and will rule for 7 or 9 years, and will fill the earth with justice and equity." Musnad Ahmad. It is in Hadith, Abu Sa'id al-Quadri narrated that the Apostle of Allah said, "At the end of the time of my Mahdi will appear. Allah will grant him rain, the earth will bring forth its fruits, he will give a lot of money, cattle will increase, and the will become great. He will rule for 7 or 8 years. Mustadrak al-Hakim, who described isnad of the Hadith as Sahih, Adabi, agreed with him. Imam Mahdi is prophesied to appear in the Grand Mosque in Makkah. He will live as long as Allah wishes. During his lifetime, the appearance of Dajjal and the descent of Prophet Isa is also mentioned in authentic Hadith. In his second coming, Prophet Isa will live as long as Allah wishes him to live. It is reported that Prophet Isa will kill Dajjal. Ya'juj and Ma'juj will also appear during his lifetime and will perish from Allah's command. A Hadith also inform us that there will be a turbulent world scenario prelude to the appearance of Imam Mahdi. During this period, emergence of an evil tyrant Sufyani is expected. Sufyani, who will emerge before the appearance of Imam Mahdi, will be involved in merciless killing of Muslims, creating anarchy and destruction in the world. Following are some important minor signs which indicate that we have witnessed most of these signs and are heading to the era of major signs. One time will pass rapidly, a year will look like a month will look like a week, and a week will look like a day. Good deeds will decrease, miserliness will increase, afflictions will strike, and there will be massacres of innocent people. Bukhari, Tirmidhi. 2. The liar will be believed. The truthful will be considered a liar, and the honest will be treated as a traitor. Tirmidhi. 3. There will be widespread riba dealings in interest, zina, adultery, and drinking of alcohol. Sahih Muslim. For there will be increase in the number of women over men. Sahih Bukhari. 5 people will compete in the construction of very tall buildings. Sahih Bukhari. 6. Undeserving and dishonest people will become leaders of Muslims. Bukhari. 7. Muslim rulers will not follow the guidance of Quran and tradition of the Sunnah. Some of them will have hearts of devils in their human body. Tirmidhi. 8. People will seek knowledge from misguided scholars. Musnad Ahmad. 9. Religious ignorance will spread. Truthful knowledge will vanish, and there will be killing of innocent people in large numbers. Bukhari.
10. There will be prevalence of tribulation fitna everywhere. Taqwa will disappear, and fear of God will vanish from people's hearts. Sahih Muslim. 11. Muslims will get divided into 73 different sects and hundreds of subgroups. All groups will be in hell except one who are on the right path of Islam. Abu Dawud, Ibn Majah, Ahmad, Tirmidhi. Among Muslims, there will be some people and scholars who will lead people according to principles other than prophets, Sunnah. There will be some other scholars who will invite people to the doors of hell, and whoever accepts their invitation, he will be thrown in hell. These misguided people will be from within the Muslim community. Muslims should stick to their chief who is on the right path of Islam. If they do not find a chief or the righteous group, they should keep away from all those different sects and their subgroups, even if they had to eat the root of a tree till they meet Allah. Bukhari and Muslim. 13. In the end times, a man will commence his morning as a believer, but will become a disbeliever by the evening, or will be a believer in the evening, and morning he will become a disbeliever. He will sell his religion for some petty worldly gains. Muslim, Tirmidhi, Ahmad. 14. All nations will gather and team up against Muslims as the predators gather and team up against their prey. Even though Muslims will be in great numbers, but they will be as powerless as the foam of the water on the surface of the river. Abu Dawud. In addition to the above, there are some specific signs very close to the appearance of Imam Mahdi. These include the following. 15. Abu Said al-Qudri narrated that the Apostle of Allah said, He Imam Mahdi will be sent at a time of intense disputes and differences among people and earthquakes. Ahmad. 16. Amr bin Shu'ab reported from his grandfather that the Apostle of Allah said, In the month of Dhul-Qa'dah, the tribes will fight. Hajis will be looted, and there will be a battle in Mina, in which many people will be slain, and blood will flow until it runs over the Jumeirah to Lakba. The companions referring to Imam Mahdi will flee to the house of Kaaba, and Imam Mahdi will be forced to accept people's allegiance between the corner Hajar al-Aswad and the Mikam Ibrahim al-Fatin Nu'am bin Hamad. 17. Abu Huraira reported that the Apostle of Allah said, The hour shall not occur until the Euphrates will disclose a mountain of gold over which people will fight. 99 out of 199% of the people fighting for this gold shall be killed, and every one of them will say, Maybe I shall be the one to succeed. Muslim. 18. In another narration, the Prophet said, Whoever is present at the time when the Euphrates discloses a mountain of gold should not take that gold. 19. Abu Huraira narrated that the Prophet said, A man will emerge from the depth of Damascus. He will be called Sophiani. Most of those who follow him will be from the tribe of Kalbe. He will kill by ripping the stomachs of women and even kill the children. A man, Imam Mahdi from my family, will appear in Haram. The news of his advent will reach the Sophiani, and he will send forth one of his armies. Imam Mahdi will defeat them. They will then travel with whoever remains until they come to a desert, and they will be swallowed. None will be saved except the one who had informed the others about them. Mustadrak. The time we are living in. Natural disasters. So, it is observed that we are living in the time when natural disasters like tornadoes, storms, hurricanes, tropical storms, floods, wildfires, etc., have become a common phenomenon all over the world. In addition, the world population is suffering from severe scarcity of water as major rivers' water reservoirs are drying. There are food shortages, diseases, extreme temperatures, rising water levels of the oceans, tsunamis, etc. Everyone in the world is affected from these calamities. Therefore, it is about time that the responsible people, leaders in the world, undertake a self-assessment as to why the situation is worsening day by day and getting out of control. What are its causes? No one seems to think positively in this context. The major reason for the calamities in the world could be the injustice, persecution of the weak in the hands of strong and people in power. There is widespread selfishness, greed, and sinfulness in the world. Human history is a witness that natural calamities occur so that people realize their mistakes, come back to their senses, and work towards a just environment in the world for the benefit of all. Persecution of Muslims. In the midst of the natural disasters, Muslims are being persecuted in many countries of the world. Islamophobia is on the rise, and Muslims are living in a state of fear all over the world. In some countries, their places of worship are being destroyed. They are not allowed to wear Islamic dress, like hijab. In some places, their homes are bulldozed and they are thrown on the street to fend for themselves. All these atrocities are committed with full impunity. The Prophet already prophesied about this time and said, "During this time, a Muslim will be more humiliated than an ugly goat." Comparison of persecution of early Muslims with the Muslim in the end times. The early Muslims in Makkah were persecuted severely for 13 long years. Avoiding the persecution, some Muslims had migrated to Medina. In Medina also, they were not left alone and were subjected to humiliation by locals in collusion with Meccan pagans. Muslims suffered hunger and bad weather in Medina. They were forced to fight for their survival, and they suffered in these battles in the hands of pagans in wars like the Battle of Uhud. In the Battle of Trench, when the Confederate armies staged a siege of Medina for 1 month, Muslims endured the extreme pressure. When we consider the state of affairs of early Muslims, we realize that Allah and His Apostle were training them in following the tenets of Islam, so that when victory is provided to them, they are able to establish a just rule in the land. When their training was over, Khaybar was conquered. Makkah was conquered, and with it the entire Arabian Peninsula was conquered, and they were able to establish the rule of law of Islam in which they were trained during the past 16 years. When we compare the state of affairs of early Muslims with the state of affairs of Muslims in the end times, we find many similarities. If there are similarities, then there will be a common purpose for these similarities. What that could be? It is an established fact that the purpose of persecution of early Muslims in Makkah and Medina was to train them in perseverance, sahih, imam, and justice for all. Once they were trained, Allah provided them with victory, and they were made to shoulder the responsibility of governing people with justice. The end times scenario is similar. Allah wants to train Muslims with similar circumstances so that they get trained, and under the leadership of Imam Mahdi, they're able to establish sahih, iman, justice, rule of law in the entire planet. What Allah wants from us. It is obvious that Allah wants us to come back to sahih iman. We are divided into innumerable sects and subgroups, and everyone thinks that he is on the right path of Islam. Obviously, this cannot be true. Our division is based on basic beliefs. With so much variation in basic beliefs, how can a person think that he is on the right path? Allah is providing us the last opportunity. If anyone does not understand this, let him be rest assured that he will perish. Only people of Sahih Iman, who will be trained, will survive, and under Imam Mahdi, they will be victorious and will shoulder the responsibility of establishing a just peace in the world.
This audiobook is completed here. If you want to listen to more Islamic audiobooks, subscribe to my channel and share this video as a Sadqa-e Jariyah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.